Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. So let me start this session right, no? And also be ready with our participants. If you can hear me and also clearly see my screen, no? Kindly type in yes po sa ating chat box so that I can also check with you guys, okay? Kindly type in yes sa ating chat box. Yeah, thank you from Sir Jose De Leon. We also have Miss Sherry. We have John Leo Ramos. We also have some participants who are, I think, always nag-join sa ating mga webinar. Ayan. So recently, we have Alexander and Sir Luis. Okay. Now, I think some of your friends and also family are attending this webinar as well. So feel free to invite them over, especially for those who are excited or maybe interested in this kind of session, especially when we talk about investing and also mutual funds from the BPI Wealth. So again, no, hello and good afternoon, everyone. As the year ends, we celebrate the holidays, no? I think medyo patapos na din yung ating November, no, and slowly approaching December. So we talk about Christmas and also New Year's. So it's actually a great time, no, to enjoy but also think about our money plans for the next year 2025. Okay? You might wonder holidays plus yung mga tinatawag natin ng mga actions for money planning. So baka medyo maaga. Pero the holidays are also about the giving, no? And also the best gift for yourself and also your family is a strong financial plan. Okay? So this session that we have prepared for you guys is actually one of the special webinars that we've done in every holidays or every end of the year, no? This is entitled Holiday Wealth, where we dive into funds with First Metro Securities and BPI Wealth. Okay? For this session, you will learn how pooled funds can boost your financial plans. Now, let's start this session and let me also introduce myself, okay? Now, I am Tara Derampaton. Actually, full name ko is Naira, but maybe some of you medyo nahihirapan sa aking first name and also my last name. You can call me Tara for short. I am the Business Development and Market Education Associate from First Metro Securities, the stock brokerage house of the Metro Bank Group. Now, to those who are new po sa ating session, our company is dedicated to financial literacy and creating awareness of investment opportunities that empower both yung ating mga individuals just like yourself and also yung ating mga institutions to attain their financial goals. At the same time, we envision it as the largest and also the most trusted Philippine investment solutions partner. So for tonight's session, it's my honor, also pleasure to serve you today as your host and also introducing our speaker later on. Now, just like this event, maybe some of you have attended our on-site sessions lately, no? Medyo mataas na din yung aming number of on-site sessions because of the demand and also medyo lessen na yung restrictions. Just like before pandemic na medyo challenging siya. However, I think most of our sessions partnered with private sector and also the government is naka-webinar and also yung aming public na mga session. So anyways, for those who are interested po to catch some of the webinars na hindi nyo po naabutan ng live, you can feel free po to listen and to watch again those sessions sa aming mga social media channels, just like in YouTube and also Spotify. Okay? Also, aside from the advanced sessions, we do have basic sessions like stock trading 101, bonds 101, even some sessions that we conduct with our FundSmart partners, just like the BPI Wealth. Ayan, so here's another addition to our collaborative sessions that we hold every now and then to highlight po yung different investment options, okay? Now, as we look back on this year, 2024, we also make plans for the next one, yung 2025. Actually, yung investing is a smart way to make those plans happen, no? Whether you want to save for a vacation ngayon, I think pinaka-timely kasi kanina medyo sale yung ating some of the airlines, no? For example, Cebu Pax, yung mga super pass. So sino ba dyan yung mga successfully nakabook na ng mga super pass na voucher? So hopefully nakakuha din kayo, okay? Now, timely actually siya because we do have a lot of expenses that we have November, December lalo na, okay? Now, or even building savings or grow your money, investing can really also help. So while you are enjoying wrapping your gifts or even opening them, because I know some of you may mga maaga na mga Christmas party na nangyayari. So remember that a little financial planning and also investing can lead to a greater year, no? And also, let's talk about some tips on how to make the most of your investments. Okay. For this session, we invited actually an expert from BPI Wealth to discuss more about the topic. Okay. We're always honored and also happy to have him as our guest, no? Joining us now. Actually, he is no stranger to you all, having participated in the past webinars that we had. He is also a portfolio relationship manager, primarily handling the digital partners of BPI Wealth. Additionally, he is a certified investment solicitor by the SEC and a certified money market and foreign exchange dealer accredited by the Ateneo de Manila University Graduate School of Business and the Bankers Association of the Philippines. So for this time, please help me welcome Sir Kim Ariano. Hi, Kim. The spotlight is yours po.
Okay, thanks, Tara. All right. Thanks, Tara, for the introduction. Okay, so again, as mentioned by Tara, this session is very timely because around this time, uh, just before December, just before Christmas, this is the time that we receive, well, for some of us, we receive meron tayong Christmas bonus or some other form of additional money na we may have, definitely we will have uses for gifting during this season. But at the same time, this is the kind of money that we should be able to uh, uh, manage better if we are thinking or planning of having a better year in the coming 2025. So in this session, we'll start with a brief introduction lang again on finance, maybe change some of the mindsets when it comes to money. And then later, we'll discuss some of the recommendations that you can consider when it comes to investment options. Okay, so let me just share my presentation. Okay, so this is Holiday Wealth, how pooled funds can boost your financial plans. Okay, so just here's the screen of our disclaimers from BPI Wealth. Okay, just saying that all of the views of BPI Wealth are with BPI Wealth and we don't represent anyone else. Okay, so first question before you consider getting into something that you don't already have is, what is your priority in life right now? So all of us, we come from different stages in our careers, different ages. So with all of that, meron din tayong specific na goals that we should consider as we go from the first stage, the middle career, late career, and retirement age natin. Okay, so when you're starting, so medyo mas konti pa yung income natin, pero at the same time, yung responsibilities natin and goals are a little bit superficial pa lang. So travel, gadget, okay? And then once you go to the middle part of your life stage, okay? So you start building a family, you start having kids if you're planning. At the time, your goal should be investing into a house, into a car, your children's education plan. And as you become a bit older, okay, nawawalan na tayo ng sources of income kasi we're at the retirement age na. But at this point in time then, wala na tayong pinag-aaral, pero nandyan yung expense of your health, okay? And then of course, you don't want to bore yourself naman, so you should also consider travel and leisure. Okay, but as you can see here from early career, mid-career, and late career, uh, constant na part of the goals is retirement. So it's never too early to save up and invest for your retirement. So if you can, if you're in your early 20s or mid 20s right now, you can already start preparing for your retirement. But if you're in your 30s, 40s, that's not a bad thing naman. You can still jumpstart your preparation for your retirement. Okay? But basically, this says na you should be able to determine where you are right now and help you gauge as well what your goals should be. Okay, so talking about that, let's talk about savings naman. So how do you usually get savings? So the current or the usual scenario, especially for Filipinos, is pumapasok yung pera. So we get our money from your job, so yung salary natin, or if you're running a business, from your income there. And then, we spend. Okay, so yung pumasok na pera, babawasan natin ng pambayad sa bills, and then maybe some of our leisurely pleasures and other spending na meron sa atin on a regular basis. And then whatever's left ay yung savings natin. Okay? But sometimes actually, kulang pa yung income, mas malaking expense. So instead of savings, meron tayong utang. So in this scenario, in this equation, yung savings natin is parang variable siya. Okay? Hindi siya constant. Kasi it relies on the expectation or on in the hopes na mas malaking income natin kaysa dun sa gastos natin. So not sure na meron tayong savings if we follow this formula. So this is an example. So for in this case, 20,000 yung salary mo, and then if you break it down to all of your expenses, food, utilities, and so on and so forth, ang net natin is zero for savings kasi your expenses just matches your salary. Okay? So this is not ideal kasi hindi ka makakaipon if this is what's happening right now. So our proposed alternative is instead of gastos ka after mo kumita or after mo makuha yung pera mo, what you do is when you get your income, set aside ka na, okay, ng portion of that for your savings, and then whatever's left ay yung iba-budget natin for expenses. Okay, so for example, balik tayo dun sa kaninang scenario. If 20,000 yung salary mo, set aside ka na ng 3,000 for your savings, and then yung remaining 17,000 ay yung i-budget natin. Okay, so it's better to have a working budget when it comes to your finances instead of parang spending blindly lang dahil meron kang cash. Okay, so plan where you are spending, and better yet, again, before you spend, mag-set aside na tayo ng something for your savings. Para in this scenario, sure tayo na meron natitira or meron tayong nasa-set aside from our salary or income. Okay? Okay, so of course, that's the ideal scenario. Marami tayong mga reasons kung bakit hindi tayo nakakapag-save. Okay, so pwedeng konti talaga yung pera, okay, or iniisip natin na kulang na, okay, or baka worst case scenario, parang ang mindset mo, hindi ka naman kailangan mag-save ng pera. Gastos lang ng gastos. Okay, as long as may pera ako, kailangan kong gumastos. So whatever the barriers to savings are, dapat this should not stop you from taking that first step into financial independence or financial wellness. Okay? So how do we address yung mga barriers na yan? So here are 3 steps on how we can overcome that. First is determine your income sources. Second is revisit and review your expenses. And lastly, identify trends and habits. Okay, so let's go to the first one. So determine your income sources. Alamin natin saan tayo nakakakuha ng pera. Okay, saan galing yung funds natin. Okay, so for most of us, isa lang yung option natin dyan or isa lang yung source natin dyan. It's either your employment, yung salary natin, or if you have business, yung income from that business. Okay, but for those na they have time to manage and to do both, okay, yung iba, are full-time employees pero they can do some business on the side as well. Okay? And then once you are past the employment age na, okay, so wala na tayong employment salary, most of your income would be from pension na lang. Pero again, some of them, even if retired na, they still have some business on the side. Okay, so regardless, alamin natin kung saan nanggagaling yung pera natin. So it can be salary, business, rental income, and so on and so forth. Once alam mo na kung saan nanggagaling yung pera natin, review and revisit your expenses. Okay? So yung expenses natin, this changes, 'di ba? May ano yan, may mga cycles yan. Sometimes mas magastos talaga, especially for example, this season, you need to spend for gifts, okay, or during the start of the school year, okay, you need to buy school materials, books, and so on and so forth. Okay, so review lang natin yung expenses natin and look at those that might not be essential or kaya nating bawasan or completely i-drop off, which is related to the third one, which is identifying trends and habits. Okay? So check your wants versus your needs. Ano yung mga pwede mong uh, i-let go na totally or pansamantala lang while you are trying to increase your savings na goal natin. Okay? And very important is to set realistic spending goals per expense type. Okay? Yes, it's important, for example, to have a good gadget. Okay? Kasi that is very important with life right now. Pero do you really need to upgrade to the top of the line na flagship phones, for example? So, be realistic when it comes to your spending. Okay? Coffee or milk tea, do you really need to buy from coffee shops or milk tea shops every day or sometimes multiple times a day pa? Or maybe you can just make it on your own sa bahay. Okay? All right. Okay, now that we have talked about savings, let's talk about where your money actually goes. Before mo pa maggastos yung pera mo or even before mo siya ma-save, there is something na napupuntahan niya kaagad, okay, before you even get your money, and that is inflation. So inflation, this is the natural increase in the prices of goods and commodities. Para siyang it's the invisible hand na kumukuha dun sa value ng pera natin. Hindi natin siya napapansin, okay, hindi siya nakakaltas. When you look at your payslip, wala siya doon. Pero it affects everyone's spending habits and their purchasing power ng pera nila. Okay, let's look at an example. Let's say in 2000, you had 1,000 pesos, and then pumunta ka sa grocery with 1,000 pesos, you might be able to fill up your basket pa with a lot of food and other grocery items. But in 2020, your 1,000 pesos can barely fill half ng basket natin. And maybe in 2040, yung baka nga hindi mo na kailangan magdala ng basket if 1,000 pesos lang yung budget mo for grocery. And that is because tumataas ang presyo ng mga bilihin. Okay? Or another way to look about it is bumababa yung value ng pera mo. And that is because of inflation. Okay? So inflation on average for the past 5 years was 4.3%, meaning every year, on average, tumaas ng 4.3% yung prices of goods and commodities sa market. Okay, so every year, bumababa yung value ng pera natin by 4.3%. So you may not notice it kasi yung sweldo mo, for example, your sweldo is 25,000, it's still 25,000 for the following years. Pero yung kayang bilhin ng 25,000 mo, unti-unting nababawasan because of inflation. So we don't have any control on inflation. What we can do is how our money can adjust to it or even beat it. Kasi if your money is just stagnant, meaning uh, hawak mo lang siya in cash, nasa wallet mo lang siya, nasa safe lang siya sa bahay, or even if naka-savings account siya sa bangko, okay? Even if nakalagay na siya sa savings account mo, it is still losing value because mas mataas yung inflation versus the standard savings account rate in the Philippines. Okay? So you always need to consider this. So when you look into investments, una mong kailangang tanungin is kaya ba niyang talunan yung inflation? Okay? All right. So be one step ahead of inflation by investing. Okay, so let's look at some concepts muna before we go into specific products. Okay, so where should you invest your money? Okay, so related dun sa life stages natin kanina, know what your goals are. Para saan ba yung investment mo? Of course, ang pinaka-main na reason natin why we want to invest is gusto natin mag-increase yung value ng pera natin. But to guide us further, para mas concrete yung reason why we are investing, pick a goal, okay? Determine para saan yung pera na yon. So if you invest now, saan mo siya gagamitin? Let's say in 1 year, in 5 years, in 10 years. Okay? Because by knowing what your goal is or what your goals are, it will guide you rin na hindi ikaw yung kapag nakita mo na, oops, kumita na ako ng 5% dun sa investment ko, kukunin ko na yung pera. Kasi if you have a goal, let's say your goal is to buy a house, let's say in 10 years. Okay, even if kumita siya ng 5% after 1 year or nalugi siya after 1 year, you won't necessarily need to take it out kasi you know na yung pera na yon, yung investment na yon is set aside for a specific goal or objective. Okay? So very important you have one in mind when it comes to investing. So if you have multiple goals, it's better then to spread your money into different kinds of investments. More on that later. Okay? So related dun sa goals is how long can you stay invested? Kasi if you know what your goals are, again, like yung house or retirement, then you know you have an idea already on how long you can stay invested. If your goal is just for travel, for example, gusto mong mag-ipon ng pera, gusto mong mag-invest para in 1 year or in 2 years, you can travel outside of the Philippines. Okay? With that, dapat yung investment mo less risky. Kasi if you invest in something na risky and then kailangan mo na yung pera, short term mo lang siya pwedeng i-invest tapos down yung investment natin, lugi ka kapag in-out mo yung pera. So if your investment horizon is just short term, better to stick or invest only in the investment funds natin na low risk lang din or conservative. Okay? But if your goal is, let's say, retirement, assuming, for example, you are 25 years old right now and you plan to retire by let's say by 50 years old, so early retirement. That means you have 25 more years to invest. Okay, so with that, if matagal pa or mahaba pa yung duration mo or yung horizon mo to stay invested, it's the best time, okay, to consider investing in aggressive or riskier investments kasi yung losses, yung potential losses, for example, in the short term, kayang-kaya siyang mabawi in the medium to long term. Okay? So identify your horizon when it comes to investing as well. All right. Next is knowing your investment personality. So you know what your goals are, you know how long you can stay invested, but ikaw as an investor, what kind of investor are you? Are you conservative, moderate, or aggressive? Conservative investors, ito yung ayaw ng risk. Okay, so risk averse. Ayaw nakikitang bumababa yung value ng money na ininvest nila. So in this case, okay lang sila kahit maliit lang yung income as long as it is better than savings at least. And then yung money nga nila is not subject to a lot of risk. Okay? The moderate investor naman accepts some degree of volatility na. So if nakita niyo bumaba ng konti yung value ng pera niya, that's fine. Kasi he or she can stay invested for the medium or even long term. So yung losses ko na nakikita in the short term, that's fine as long as I have this capacity na makabawi in the next few months or years. And then lastly, si aggressive type of investor, ito yung naghahanap pa ng risk. Kasi he knows na if risky yung product or if aggressive yung product, meaning malaki yung possibility na bumaba or nagsiswing yung market, meaning tumataas, bumababa on a regular basis, that gives him the chance to play the market, to play with the volatility. So alam niya na kapag bumagsak yung market, instead of, for example, si conservative, baka ang maging reaction niya is mag-pull out na kasi nalugi siya. Si aggressive investor will actually add more kapag bumagsak yung market kasi he knows na yes, bumagsak yung market, but it will only be a matter of time before siya mag-recover ulit. And when it does, doble-doble yung magiging income niya because he was able to take advantage of that volatility. So si aggressive investor sees market declines as opportunities. Okay? So no one will know what kind of personality you have except for yourself. Now, if you're a first-time investor and hindi mo pa talaga alam kung what kind of personality you have, then you can start small. Okay? For example, feeling mo conservative ka, tapos nag-invest ka sa very safe na fund pero nababagalan ka, then maybe you're a bit more moderate. Okay? Or feeling mo aggressive ka, tapos nakita bumagsak yung value ng money mo, hindi ka na makatulog or every day chine-check mo na yung value ng investment mo, then maybe hindi ka as aggressive as you think. Okay? So the best kind of gauge to tell what kind of personality you have is to actually experience it yourself. All right? Okay, so with each personality rin, there is a certain risk profile na match for you. Okay? So this is what we call the risk-reward trade-off. So if tumataas yung risk that you can take, okay, so from conservative, moderate to aggressive, then you should also be getting a higher level of return. So you should be compensated for every amount of risk you take. Okay, it just means na if you are an aggressive investor, your income, your returns should be higher than a moderate or conservative investor because you are taking a higher risk. If you are a conservative investor, then realistically, hindi mo i-expect na mas malaki yung magiging returns mo or income mo versus a moderate and aggressive investor. Okay? So it says that if there is low risk, there is low return. If there is high risk, there is high return. Okay. And with BPI Wealth and First Sec as well, for each kind of investment personality, we have products that can match your personality. Okay. So let's talk about yung asset classes: money market, fixed income, and equities. So these three are types of investment, classifications of investment na pwede nating pagpilian. Okay? Starting with money market, which is the most conservative one. So when we say money market, it's basically short-term investments. Okay? This can be time deposits sa banko, treasury bills offered by the Bureau of Treasury, or any investment that has a fixed maturity that is less than 1 year. Okay, so bakit siya less risk? Kasi yung less than 1 year na maturity, that's basically cash in terms of valuation. Kasi parang it's very liquid. At any time, yung 1 year, that's very fast in terms of investing periods. Okay? So with that as well, given na low risk din siya, very liquid siya, uh, maliit yung or short yung duration niya, basically it's a very safe investment. So because of that as well, you should expect na yung returns natin are not as high as you might expect. Okay? But usually this is higher than a regular savings account sa mga banko. Okay? So if you're a first-time investor, this is a good entry level kasi you're earning a lot higher than a regular time deposit, pero you are already starting investing. So nakikita mo na yung difference of investing versus saving. Next naman natin is fixed income. So fixed income, these are more than 1 year na. So usually nag-start in around 3 years. So 3 years, 5 years, 7 years na investments in debt instruments. So by debt instruments, basically utang siya. Okay, so when you invest, nagpapautang ka. Pero hindi ka nagpapautang to random people. You are lending to the government or through corporations. So we have government bonds and corporate bonds. So kapag si government may project siya, or let's say si corporation meron siyang bagong product or gusto niya mag-expand, usually what they do is they borrow money from the public. Okay, so from us. So they will say na kailangan kong makaipon ng gantong money, let's say 10 billion pesos. Okay, so I will borrow from everyone in the public na interested, and then I will pay them like a regular utang. Ako, as the government or as the corporation, I will pay those investors with a specific na interest payment until the maturity date. Okay? So, in this case, for example, all right, so let's say ang investment na meron tayo is 5 years. Okay? The principal or the face value is 1 million, and then interest rate is 4% per annum. So si bond issuer, let's say this is ano na lang, let's say this is BPI. Okay? So si BPI, on year zero, makaka-receive siya ng 1 million from the investor. And then on year 1, magbabayad siya ng 4% or 40,000 pesos as interest to that investor. Year 2, year 3, year 4, magbabayad pa rin siya ng 40,000 pesos every year to the investor. And then on the final year, CBPI will pay the last 40,000 pesos to the investor plus the 1 million na principal. So that is how bonds work. So after the maturity, usually wala ng option to stay. Okay? So kapag nag-mature na siya, hanap ka na ng other placement kung saan mo ilalagay yung money mo. Okay? So it's a contract between the bond issuer, which is the government or the corporation, and you as the investor. Okay? And then lastly, we have equities. So equities, ito na yung pinaka-aggressive na madidiscuss natin. So it is aggressive because this is investing basically in stocks. So when you invest in stocks, okay, you are buying shares of specific companies in the stock market. Okay? So it's risky kasi let's say you buy stocks of, for example, Jollibee. Okay, so Jollibee is a very stable company, especially in the Philippines. Okay, but even if you are a shareholder of Jollibee, you don't have any say on the management of that company. Okay? You don't have any board seat or you don't have any control over the business operations and the finances of that company. So you are subject to whatever the performance of the company would be moving forward. Okay? So if si Jollibee, for example, let's say this December, because of Christmas, maraming bumibili ng food items nila, then you would see that yung income nila, okay, would increase as well. So because of that, because mataas yung sales nila, malaking revenue nila, that would reflect also to the value of the stocks na binili mo kay Jollibee. So that means, dahil kumita si Jollibee, all of the shareholders in Jollibee would also share in that income. However, let's say for example, if anyone remembers, I think this was around 10 years ago nung nagkaroon ng shortage in the supply ng chicken in the Philippines. Okay, so because of that, maraming disappointed na consumers, and then yung sales ni Jollibee also plummeted dahil nga wala silang Chicken Joy available at the time. So because of that, bumaba naman yung value, bumaba yung revenue ni Jollibee. So you as the shareholder, wala kang say in that. Bababa rin yung value ng shares na binili mo for Jollibee. Okay? So you are basically a part owner of the company na binilhan mo ng shares. So whatever the income is of that company, you will share in that. Whatever the losses are of that company, you would also share in that. Okay? So you generate income through capital gains. So ito yung pagtaas or pagbaba ng value ng stock or dividends. So sometimes if the company declares dividends, they will give you additional uh, uh, dividends in the form of either cash or stock dividends. Okay? So all of those that we discussed, yung money market, so treasury bills, time deposits, yung bonds na government bonds or corporate bonds, and then lastly, yung equities, which are shares of the company, those are samples of direct investments. Kaya, for example, kay bond, the example was at 1 million pesos kasi usually when you try to invest in a direct bond, mataas yung capital needed. Okay, same with time deposit, usually mas mataas din siya. And with equities, if you want to invest in a lot of companies, you will have to spread out your purchases among different companies on your own, and then ensuring also na pasok yung minimum lot na bibilhin natin for each company. So it gets difficult. And then aside from that, you have to monitor everything on your own. So si First Metro and CBPI, we also offer different kinds of product na we call indirect investments naman. Okay, so this is just a rehash of what I mentioned and how you earn from stocks. Okay, so indirect investments, ito siya, this is what we call an investment fund or a pooled fund. So with indirect investments or with UITFs or mutual funds, what happens is uh, si investor or a group of investors would choose kung anong type of investment product yung pag-i-investa nila. It can be a money market fund, it can be a bond fund, it can be an equity fund, or any other combination that we have in the market right now. Okay, so those investors with the similar goal, similar risk appetite would invest in a particular product, and then that product will be professionally managed by fund managers of, in our case, of BPI Wealth. Okay, so our fund managers at BPI Wealth, their job, okay, our job is to do all of the research, is to do all of the trading, to do all of the reinvestment, to do all of the rebalancing of the portfolio para hindi na siya kailangang gawin individually by the investors. Okay? So all of that, okay, all of that research, reinvestments, investments, rebalancing, ang goal niya is to generate income, of course. But in times of recession, for example, or in times of volatility, their job naman is to reduce losses. Okay? So whatever it is, yung securities natin over time would generate either income or losses. Okay, so this income or losses would be given back to the investor. Okay, but it doesn't stop there. So kung nakita natin kanina kay bond, 'di ba, after 5 years, sa example natin, you will be given back your principal and the last interest payment. With mutual funds or UITFs, wala siyang fixed na term. Okay, so when you invest here, as long as hindi ka pa nagre-redeem ng money mo from the investment, it will be continually invested and reinvested in the fund. Okay? So as long as kumikita yung underlying securities or yung pinag-investan ng fund managers natin, then your money, your principal plus your uh, income na na-generate over the past months or years that you've been investing in the fund will be reinvested again and be subject to additional uh, changes in the market, either capital gains or losses. Okay, so it's a cycle basically. So your job lang, okay, you don't have to monitor everything, you don't have to do the trades, you don't have to rebalance. What you need to do is login ka lang kay First Metrosec mo, check mo how your fund is performing. If happy ka with your fund, maybe you want to add more. If you have additional money, maybe you want to invest in different funds. And let's say if kailangan mo na yung money mo for the goal na sinet natin before you started investing, then you can redeem through First Metrosec as well. So that's all you have to do. Okay? Okay, so let's go into some sample funds. By the way, if you have any questions, put lang natin siya sa chat or Q&A, and then si Snaira and I will address them later. Okay? So let's look at some sample funds that we have in BPI Wealth. Okay? So for first-time investors, we have the ALFM Money Market Fund. So this is a very conservative investment product for those na either gusto pa lang mag-try for the first time or uh, nandun na tayo sa point na conservative talaga tayo. Ayaw talaga natin mag-take ng risk. Okay? So if you're going to look at this fund, this mutual fund is invested in different short-term fixed income money market instruments. So naka-invest siya in a lot of time deposits, in a lot of treasury bills and other money market instruments. Okay, so ang maganda sa kanya, if you're gonna invest kasi directly in a time deposit or in a treasury bill, usually mas mataas lang ng konti versus a regular savings account. But if you invest in a mutual fund, again, pinagsasama lahat ng pera ng mga investors interested in investing in a particular fund. So if you invest here in ALFM Money Market Fund, your money will form part of, if you're going to look at the information on the left, we have there the NAV or the net asset value. Okay, so currently the NAV or the total assets under management of the fund is at around 10 billion pesos. So since the fund managers are investing the money, the 10 billion pesos, okay, in time deposits, in treasury bills, usually yung rates ng time deposits na yon are a lot higher than a regular time deposit na makukuha mo sa bank. Again, because of the size. Because ang ini-invest natin is hundreds of millions or even billions, we can negotiate for a higher rate with our underlying securities. Okay? Pero if you're going to look naman on the performance on the right, okay, if you're going to look at the top half muna dun sa graph, may kita natin na very stable lang yung performance of the fund. Okay? Sobrang liit nung chances or yung times na nagfa-flat siya or bumababa siya. Kasi nga, it's the nature of the fund to be invested in short-term and conservative investments only. However, if you're going to look at the performance of the fund demand, for the past 1 year, the fund returned 4.34% net of taxes and fees. So versus, I think the regular savings rate right now sa regular savings account is, if I'm not mistaken, 0.25%. So net, that's 0.20%. So 4.34% is a lot higher than a regular savings account. However, yung 4.34% natin is not fixed, is not guaranteed. So if mas maganda, if mas mataas yung makukuha natin na interest rate dun sa mga time deposit na pinaglagyan natin, then that will also translate to the returns of the fund. Okay? So 4.34 can be higher, can be lower, depending on the actual performance of the underlying securities. Okay, so if first-time investor ka, you just want to get your feet wet, then you can try ALFM Money Market Fund. Okay, so before we go to the other recommendations, some market updates lang. So currently we are seeing inflation in the market. Inflation not only in the local but also in the global space to be going down. Okay? And because of that, because bumaba yung inflation, we are also expecting, and we have been seeing actually, si Bangko Central has been doing this, and si Federal Reserve in the US has been doing this as well. We are seeing central banks lowering interest rates. Okay, so we are seeing easing inflation and policy rates across different countries and regions. Okay, so because of that, dahil bumababa yung interest rates, there is a push towards investments naman, specifically for equities. Kasi interest rates, that directly affect yung mga fixed income securities natin or interest-bearing securities natin. So dahil bumababa yung interest rates, okay, bumababa rin yung interest rates ng mga pinag-i-investan ng mga fixed income security and money market. So kung bumababa yung demand for those, where do the people go? They go to the other options, which is equities. Okay, so that's what usually happens. Of course, there are other things to consider. Okay, specifically, we saw earlier this month with the elections in the US, that had a significant effect in how markets performed over the month. Okay, and aside from that, there's a lot of geopolitical tensions happening across the globe. Okay. All right, so this is just a graphical representation of the lowering of policy rates since September of 2019 to September 2024. Okay, so after the huge jump after mid-pandemic, okay, we have been seeing na gradually nagde-decrease yung interest rates across different regions in the world. Okay. And we are expecting it to be at least the same story for next year. At siguro until mid next year, we are still seeing some rate cuts in terms of policy rates or interest rates ni Bangko Sentral and ni US Federal Reserve as well. Okay? So it's important if you're the type of investor na gusto mong makapag-capitalize on this kinds of news, then it's important to consider this when choosing what kind of investment fund you will be investing in. Okay? So that directly correlates to our other investment options na i-discuss. Okay? So first is the US Equity Index Feeder Fund. Okay, so the US Equity Index Feeder Fund, this is an aggressive fund. Okay, so this invests in equities na, but not just in regular equities. This invests in the top 500 companies in the US. Okay, so it tracks the performance of the S&P 500. Okay, so right now, given the market is seeing yung Trump win as favorable for corporations. And then since the pandemic, there's still this push for the Magnificent Seven. So the Magnificent Seven is a group of seven tech stocks in the US na heavily nag-benefit because of the push for technology during the pandemic and beyond the pandemic. Okay? Because uh there is a high traction when it comes to US equities. This is a good fund to consider investing in if you are an aggressive investor. Okay? So this fund is available also for peso investors with a minimum of 1,000 pesos. However, again, this is aggressive. So kung titingnan natin yung graph on the right, okay, so from September 2019 to September 2024 versus si ALFM Money Market Fund kanina na almost straight line lang. This one, there are peaks and valleys on a daily basis. Okay, some higher and lower than others. Okay, so if you look early 2020, okay, early 2022, okay, and then late 2023, ito yung times na nag-drop or nag-correct yung market. So if you are the type of investor na ay mong nakikitang nababawasan yung value ng pera mo, this might not be the first option that you can consider, but maybe pwedeng konti, try lang, tikim lang ng konting aggressive fund. Okay, but if you are the type of investor na really loves to take risk, then this is a good fund. Okay, so for the past 1 year, it returned 32.42%. So that's very, very high, but again, with a lot of risk involved. Okay, and then we also have the ALFM Global Multi-Asset Income Fund for those na gusto ng regular dividend payments. Okay, so this fund, it's invested also in global stocks, global bonds, so it's a mix of both. Pero aside from the capital gains, it also gives out dividends around 4 to 5% per annum and then distributed on a monthly basis. So this is another good option to those na gusto ng regular cash flows. Okay? So to end, basically what we want you to do is do not put all of your eggs in one basket. I was only able to discuss 3 options, pero there are a lot more. Okay? So by investing in different kinds of asset classes, different products, you are spreading your risk as well. Meaning, nababawasan natin yung risk. Okay? Because there's no one solution fits all for everyone. Okay? So better to spread where you are investing in para if bumagsak yung isa, at least not all of your investment are losing. Okay? All right, and then timing does not work. No one really knows kung kailan yung pinakamababa yung market or when is the best time to enter. Okay, so what we recommend is peso cost averaging and consistency. Okay, so invest regularly every month, every quarter, or kung kailan ka may money, as long as you do it consistently, then you are helping yourself. Okay, so that's it for me. Thank you. Back to you, Tara.
Thank you, Sir Kim. Actually, I am seeing a lot of questions na already sa ating Q&A button, no? So, actually, guys, if you do have more questions, feel free to put it sa ating chat box para we can also cater them during our allotted time. So, actually, medyo madami din yung na-share ni Sir Kim. That's right, no? Yung holidays natin now is very exciting. At the same time, it's a great way to invest your earnings and some of your bonuses in pooled funds to grow your wealth. So investing at the end of the year, no, can take advantage of market opportunities and give you financial boost. Okay. Now again, but before we move on sa ating last part of the session, no, at this time, like to take this opportunity to share a couple things on behalf of First Metro Securities and give a short break lang sa ating speaker as we take on the Q&A later. Okay. Now, how do you invest in the investment funds that I mentioned? No? Some of the funds were already discussed by our speaker, like yung mga mutual funds under the BPI Wealth. Kindly log in lang po sa ating First Metro Securities. And then from the homepage, click lang po natin yung funds in the upper right-hand corner of the platform. This will redirect you to the FundSmart na homepage. And then once you land at the FundSmart, you get to see all of the funds under our partners, just like BPI Wealth. So it's good na marami tayong options, but we need to have actually yung right tools so we can easily choose the funds that best fit our investing needs. So with FundSmart kasi, you are getting to use yung mga features namin so that it empowers you, the tools, and also you get to analyze, you screen, or even compare po different mutual funds so we can make informed investment decisions. Now, if you scroll down below, you can actually see, one of the top one actually na peso denominated year-to-date fund from the BPI Wealth as of kahapon, November 27, with a year-to-date change of 28.06%. The BPI Invest Peso Infrastructure EQ Index. And then click lang po natin yung fund. Okay, so actually this will redirect you to the fund profile page, no? This will help you understand a specific fund better. So you can actually see different informations all about the fund, no? You can view your risk rating niya, fund type, even the minimum and also additional investment, the minimum holding period. We also have the performance chart of the fund, the top holdings, and also the fund allocation. Now, if you decide to invest in the fund, yung subscribe button naman natin is easily accessible on the top right side portion of the page, no? So clicking this will redirect you to the instruction page. Ayan. So for this one, easy lang po yung ating next step. Simply enter your instruction details by indicating the fund code and the amount that you are comfortable to invest in, and then click subscribe. Now, to confirm your instruction, need lang po natin to input yung ating password and then click confirm. So that's it. No, few steps na lang. You were able to subscribe and invest in the fund of your choice. Now, to recap yung ating FundSmart, no? It's the one-stop shop for the mutual funds and the UITFs, featuring over, I think right now we have over 131 funds from our FundSmart partners, just like the BPI Wealth. Plus, yung FundSmart natin, wala tayong sales charge, meaning you can invest without the sales loads and the transaction fees, because yung friction costs natin are not passed into the investor but are instead covered na po by the fund. Now, for those who wala pang account, no, or also interested po to invest and also use First Metrosec trading account, we'd like to let you know that with First Metro Securities, need lang po natin ang one account for all your investment needs. Meaning you can access your portfolio using your, if maka-desktop ba kayo, pwede din laptop, tablet, and even your mobile phones. Now, aside from that, you can also trade yung mga PSE stocks, real estate investment trusts, UITFs, bonds, and of course, the mutual funds, no? Now, for the account opening naman, the process actually before yung hindi pa medyo modern, no, medyo difficult or challenging because you have to go to the office, physical forms, but right now, with the comfort of your home, anywhere you go, as long as may internet kayo and also some access of your device, you can open a First Metrosec trading account via our website. That's www.firstmetrosec.com.ph, or even yung aming First Metrosec Go mobile app. Okay? Now, for faster processing of your account opening application, please do use the seminar code Holiday Wealth. Okay? Para alam namin that you came from this webinar. Okay? Ayan. For those who are interested to get to know us more, or even connect with us, again, yung website namin, www.firstmetrosec.com.ph. And also for our social media channels, we are actually very active naman kami nag-update. Search lang po natin at First Metro Sec. Okay? Now, we do have official page of Facebook and also communities sa Facebook and also Viber. And for those who are, I think, medyo mahilig sa mga audibles, we do have some recordings naman po sa Spotify and also sa YouTube. So again, for those na hindi po makahabol sa some of our sessions na live, you can feel free po to watch it again sa aming recorded na mga sessions sa aming YouTube channel. And also sa aming TikTok din for the short videos about investing and also market updates. Okay? Now, you can also scan the QR code whether you want to open an account or even follow of our some pages in the social media. Okay? Ayan. For our existing clients po pala, for any account request, if you have problems opening your account, also access concerns, feel free po to email customer service at firstmetrosec.com.ph. Okay? Now, for those who want to invite us for a FinEd session, again, these are free. For those especially na gusto po na merong financial investment literacy sessions for their companies, very timely siya every time, for example, before bonuses or even mid-year or start of the year, or even for those mga academic institutions or like Caravan, feel free to invite us and send us a formal invite na lang po at marketeducation@firstmetrosec.com.ph or scan the QR code for faster processing or faster submission of the request or take a screenshot for future reference naman po. Ayan. Okay, so recently we have received these awards, no? Every award naman is a tribute to the trust that our clients bestow upon us. And for that, we are deeply grateful and happy. First Metro Securities and together with its employees are beyond grateful for these recognitions as a broker and also to our trading platform. These awards are yours, our valued clients. Okay? Ayan. So, I think I saw many questions na feel free to submit, no, as long as nasa allotted time naman po tayo. Okay? Simply write them down sa ating Q&A section and also sa ating chat box. For those na hindi po namin ma-entertain because of the limitations of time, we'll try to answer them offline. Okay? I think we'll start with the Q&A button muna. Okay. First question po from Sir Emmanuel Aguiran. Sir Kim, what is the best investment vehicle for a 5-year time frame?
Okay, usually 5 years yung time horizon natin. Depending on the goal muna, depending on the goal and depending on the size of investment as well. Pero what you usually recommend is to have it in a portfolio with around 10% in conservative and then with the rest split between moderate and aggressive. Okay, kasi yung 5 years, that is technically considered as long term already. So if you're the type of investor na gusto mo talaga all in into aggressive, then that's fine. Okay, you can invest 100% in equities. But if you want to be a bit more prudent with it, para lang din covered tayo, meaning hindi tayo fully aggressive, fully risk taking, then you can have a bit lang in money market and equities for safety.
For the next question, another one, more on the dollar funds. What are risks na meron on dollar funds? They do perform but better than the peso funds.
Okay, so yung dollar funds natin, similar with peso, we have dollar funds na money market, dollar funds na bonds, dollar funds na equities, and specifically for equities, we have dollar funds na iba't iba yung strategy. So meron tayong nag-invest sa top 500 companies in the US, we have investing in tech stocks only, we have those investing in what do you call this, in healthcare and so on and so forth. So meron siyang different uh strategies and different asset classes similar with peso. So in terms of which is performing better, then it depends na lang on the current market scenario. Okay? So currently lang right now, it's better yung dollar funds natin are performing better than local funds. Pero it's not always the case.
Right. For the third question, more about the bond funds. If I have bond funds, does it affect pa rin yung performance niya? If may movements sa interest rates and inflation or direct bond holders lang?
Okay, so with bond funds, remember, si fund manager, the job is to invest into different kinds of securities. So with bond funds, nag-invest siya into direct bonds as well. It just means na currently, if bumagsak ang interest rate, okay, it will mean na tataas ang value of existing bonds in the market. So si bond funds, since yung mga pinag-investan niya are existing bonds na, meaning na-issue siya before bumagsak yung interest rates, that means tataas yung prices niya. Okay, so there is also an effect on the bond funds. However, uh, again, na-mention ko kanina na si fund manager, part of the job also is to reinvest. Kapag nag-mature na yung investment na pinaglagyan niya, saan yun ngayon ilalagay yung nag-mature na pera? So kapag let's say nag-mature na yung previously issued na bond na tumaas yung value dahil bumagsak yung interest rate, okay, nag ano na siya, mature na siya. So si fund manager is left with the job of reinvesting that. Now kapag mag-reinvest siya to another bond na available sa market right now, yung bond na yon most likely has a lower interest rate na rin kasi you are now buying those issued na at a lower interest rate. Okay, those issued during the time na nagbagsak ng interest rate. So yes, may effect sa bond funds as well. Medyo ano lang siya, delayed lang dahil you are already locked in.
Right. For the next question, Sir Kim, I think one of the presentation ata regarding one of the funds. So BPI Invest US Equity Fund, ano difference ng Class A and also
Okay.
Class B?
Class A is dollars, Class B is peso. That's it.
Okay. Yan. So for this one, sir, how should I interpret NAV per share for mutual funds? And is it risky to put emergency funds, balance funds, or only in money market funds?
Okay, so net asset value per share or net asset value per units, that is the price that you see. Okay, so kapag pumasok ka sa investment, let's say pumasok ka na ang NAV per share is 100 pesos, that's basically your entry level. Ayun yung price kung kailan ka bumili. So ayun yung reference mo rin para alam mo kung kumita ka or nalugi ka. If nag-increase siya versus your purchasing price, that means kumita ka. If bumagsak siya versus your purchasing price, it means nalugi ka. So basically that's it lang. Okay, so it's the price. Okay, next is emergency fund and balance fund. So emergency fund, I was not able to discuss this earlier. Pero before you consider investing, kailangan meron muna tayong emergency fund. So the emergency fund, typically that should be 6 times worth of your monthly expenses. So let's say ang monthly expenses mo is 20,000 pesos. So 20,000 times 6. Okay, that is 120,000 pesos. Dapat meron ka nun na nakaset aside, ideally, sa savings lang. Okay, but if you want to invest it, pwede naman kay money market. Pero we don't recommend investing it in bonds, balanced, or equities kasi nga it's your emergency fund. So ayaw naman natin na kapag kailangan mo na yung pera, may emergency, at a loss yung money mo. So only savings or money market.
I think due to the time, we'll cater po last two questions na lang po. Okay, for the BPI, last one, Sir Kim, aside from ALFM, at na-mention kanina, will there be other funds from BPI that would give dividend payouts?
Yes. So aside from ALFM, Global Multi-Asset Income Fund, we also have uh, the BPI US Dollar Income Fund. It is a UITF na product that also gives out dividends, pero this one is just biannual. Okay, so every 6 months lang. Pero si ALFM Global Multi-Asset gives dividends on a monthly basis, so 12 times a year.
Okay. Another one from Sir Luis, I think for First Metro Securities, do you need minimum amount of money when opening First Metrosec account? For this one, sir, actually yung minimum natin is 1,000. So once you are ready, feel free po to open sa aming website or the aming mobile app. Okay? Ayan. So for this one, I think last na po talaga, Sir Kim, one from our, I think, yung super natin ng mga attendees who are repeat attendees for this one, we have Sir Paul Aquino. In the ALFM Global Multi-Asset Income Fund, what do you mean by investor restriction, US citizens?
Okay. So I think this applies na to all of our products. So all UITFs, all mutual funds. US persons, so not just citizens. US persons cannot invest in our products. So by US person, it means citizen, resident, those with a US phone number, US address, and so on and so forth. But sa may US indicia, you cannot invest in our funds because that has a lot of uh requirements and regulations and restrictions pala by the IRS.
Ayan, I think medyo madami yung questions, but that was the last question for now. I think we have to wrap up then our webinar. Okay? Now, to our attendees, last favor na lang po no, from us is that we want you to also fill up our feedback QR. Okay? We also value your feedback. You can share your thoughts and also experiences with us by scanning the QR code and answering our feedback form. And also your input is very essential in helping us improve our services and better meet your needs. Okay. Now we appreciate your contribution and look forward to implementing positive changes based on your valuable feedback. While you are also answering the feedback survey, may we request na lang po some last parting words from our guest speaker. We have Sir Kim.
Okay. Sige. So basically, thank you for spending your past 1 hour on this Thursday night with us. Okay, I hope you were able to gain some knowledge, maybe some new, some na refresh lang over the last hour. And again, as we near the Christmas season, it's usually the spending time. Okay, so even ako guilty ako dyan. Usually I spend a lot more than what I currently have. Pero the important thing is, I know that I know what my habits are. I know how much I am earning. I know how much I will be getting from my Christmas. Actually, nakuha na namin yung Christmas bonus namin ng early November pa lang. So may natira pa naman. So I was already able to set something aside. So hopefully you will also be able to do the same.
Okay, thank you, Sir Kim. Actually, same thoughts, same actions then from my side. I think some of you might be say challenging, no, but keep on fighting as long as you do remember your financial goals as well. Okay, now there you have it. Once again, on behalf of First Metro Securities Brokerage Corporation, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to BPI Wealth for giving us the last webinar for I think this year, no, from them, and hopefully we get to see them again for the next year, especially our speaker. We have Sir Kim for now. It's truly an evening well spent. Thank you also to everyone who attended tonight. And we sincerely hope that you learn a lot, no, and that these insights and lessons will make your journey not just more secured, but and also profitable, but also more enjoyable. We hope to see you again in our future learning events because over here at First Metro Securities, we put your future first. Thank you, everyone, and also happy dinner, Papa. Thank you.